What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt and welcome back to Crypto Kings. And today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that Shiba Inu has been doing here over the past 24 hours or so. I know a lot of you guys have been talking to me about this on Twitter and wanting to know sort of my thoughts on the current status. So without further ado, let's get right into it. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB vids. So when we take a look what we are sort of being handed today, the cards we are being dealt, it's actually not all that bad. We are up 7%, which is definitely good compared to the low 30s in which we were treading in, and it appears that my prediction of where we were going to sort of hang out over the past 24 hours has actually come true, because what I was essentially looking for last time when looking at this graph is I said, hey, you know what? I don't think we're going to be going much lower than 35, and it looks as if 35 was essentially the launch pad. We used some of those Fibonacci retracement levels to head all the way into the, sort of mid to high 30s here, 37, 38. And that's where we've been hanging for the past 24 hours or so. Market cap wise, we're at around $20.5 billion in market cap, so definitely working our way back up. The only thing that I think has sort of thrown us off is Terra, Luna here, how high this has managed to climb recently, beyond everyone's expectations pretty much. So that has definitely made quite the sort of resurgence. In terms of volume here over the past 24 hours, we've got around $2 billion, so virtually unchanged. It's about the same as it was the previous 24 hours. And there's nothing particularly eventful going on with volume. Of course, if the volume was extremely high, this might be a little volatile, possibly waiting for a crash. If the volume was too low, then this probably wouldn't be doing as well as it is right now. So volume seems to be in a healthy spot. I really wouldn't change all that much there. Before we go any further, guys, if you guys have not already checked out my Patreon, guys, this is something brand new that I have recently set up for you guys. We have 3 different levels: bronze, silver, and gold. And I've been trying to offer some things I think you guys would be interested in. So you guys, if you sign up for the basic role, you're of course supportive of my mission. You're just helping out, of course. You get the Discord role, and you get a private Discord chat. If you guys get the silver membership, you get all of that plus live crypto alerts, so my thoughts on different NFTs, crypto projects, etc. And the final thing, if you really want to just go all the way for $20 a month, you get all of that plus YouTube tips, insights, my sort of discoveries along the way of trying to grow a crypto YouTube channel. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Patreon, link down below in the description. It's completely optional. It's totally up to you if you guys just want to support a little more. I know some people have, so check it out down below in the description. So when we take a look at our graph, folks, there is a lot to unpack here, but what I am liking is essentially the fact that this could very well create a motion that I think a lot of people are familiar with. Now, a trading pattern that I think a lot of people are ready to see when we sort of unpack something like this is a very familiar one, something like this. Now, what is special about a pattern like this? Well, this type of pattern essentially creates a triple bottom. And when you have a triple bottom like this, typically it is imminent of a breakout. So a triple bottom in that sense is always good. Sometimes a triple bottom, of course, will be outlined slightly differently. If you had something like this, that would be a triple top, and then you could very well kind of have a bearish move downward because it is continually being resisted at this higher spot. So you may see some kind of bearish movement, but in this instance, we are looking at a triple bottom. If this is able to sort of complete and head downwards, we will actually triple bottom, which could be very, sort of prominent in the bull market kind of run. So that is what we could possibly see here. Now, of course, I'm not rooting for this to head back down to 33. I hope that doesn't happen, but if it does actually create a pretty promising move, because in theory, as this goes for a 4th run, we have our 3 bottoms here, 1, 2, 3. In theory here, as it goes for its 4th run, instead of being stopped at, say, the 38 line, it continues to go, and there's where you would see a bullish breakout. So that is definitely optimistic and something that, at least right now, I'm kind of hoping for. And then also you have the idea that this generally could be the result of a falling wedge. So if we start from the top here, you could, and again, it's not quite as neat and pretty as the average, graph like this would be, but, you could say that this kind of resembles a falling wedge. You might have to play with the axes a little bit. It's definitely not perfect, but this does kind of resemble a falling wedge minus this flash crash here. If we ignore this flash crash here, this does resemble a falling wedge. And with a falling wedge in mind, what you would essentially see is typically a breakout, which is kind of what we're seeing now. So the question is, this portion here, is this actually a result of a breakout from the falling wedge? And could we see something like this? You know, it's possible because, again, we have the end of the falling wedge around here, and then in theory you should see the breakout go after that. But again, this is all speculation. It is a little difficult to create these when you think about it, because we are still so reliant on what Bitcoin and the rest of the market here are doing. So Bitcoin's around 51,000, Ethereum 43. So the fact that these are performing as well as they are today and yesterday definitely does help us. It definitely should help bring us to a point where we can take some profits at some point for people who, you know, bought in on the dip, who bought the dip. But generally, this should definitely help us out when trying to assess, you know, the future of SHIB right now, considering SHIB really does need at some point in the future here to break past the 40 line. I mean, I really think that 40 would be a good spot to continue to work its way back up and hang out in the mid 40s even as a result of getting past this sort of crash. So when we check the relative strength index, of course, it is going to show us based on current market conditions, you know, what's going on. So you guys can see we have, we reached the low here right around 30. We reached the low at this bottom here of around 33. The price of 0.000033. So when we're here, we are around 30 on the relative strength index, meaning that we are right about to be oversold. Therefore, we have a bit of a sort of reversal on that, sending us here all the way up to around 70-ish, 67 on the relative strength index here. So definitely is helpful in getting us more near the top here, which puts us around 37, 38, 0.0000, 37, 38 as a total price for SHIB. So, you know, we're hanging around the middle right now. We're hanging right around 50, so definitely not bad. And again, it's showing that 37 right now is the appropriate price for, you know, not being a volatile position, being right around the middle of buy and sell volume here on the day. When we check the Fibonacci retracement, of course, you guys can see it's now lined the top and bottom of the most recent run here. So you guys know I love the Fibonacci retracement in situations like this. So we have the top at around 39 and the bottom of around 36. And essentially what this is showing here is that we are trying to use the 23.6% line here as sort of a launch pad to work our way up. So we have the 23.6% line, and we have used this to sort of bounce off, and it looks like we're trying to get to the 38.2% line, and we could maybe use that as a means of bouncing up to the 50% line. So that's kind of the goal, maybe something like this happening in the near future, but using these fib levels definitely does seem to be imperative in situations like this to try to break out of a definitely bad movement. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys have not for daily SHIB vids. I always do appreciate it, guys. If you guys have not, again, checked out the Patreon, the link is down below in the description, folks. So with that being said, my name is Matt, everybody. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.